Okay. So I think of like Thriller, right? I think of like how it's interesting how no matter what system you're really in when it comes to like the higher parts, the people that are really making and things like this, right? I notice how like I question like right, like so I think of it even more like now that I'm thinking about it like a like a slave owner. And that slave owner wants to get I would think like the most grimiest people to do their bidding, right? Like these people have position status of the overseers, right? Like think about back in the day, right? Think about back in the day where you have the overseers. We would now see as what we would call today the ruling class, right? These people would, I would assume, find the people that are really down to do some things to people like we all seen Django, right? So they get these people to do their bidding, and whether it be so I could keep it to the plantation even, and I'm sure it would still play out the same, but you could have this thing like I mean, because everything is a distraction, but you could have this distraction of what's really going on. And I think this also is going to tie into another one that I'm going to have to split up when it comes to people distracting themselves with a thing that they do, a system that they have to build up this thing called American Dream / lifestyle and not take on that there's a world outside of this realm that they've created for themselves, right? So you have these people on this farm or plantation or whatever have you, and these people will go and do whatever bidding, and most of the time you have to just like the African slave trade, these people didn't really care to like move their own people. Just like certain people didn't care about, you know, like British people didn't care about genocide or whatever, the people overseas didn't care about genocide or like things like this back in the day. Like, I'm sure there's people in Africa it's the same way, right? I'm sure it's everywhere. You usually have to rule your own people to get anywhere. And so you would have these people pin the slaves against each other. You'd have them fight them. You'd have the entertainment aspect. You know, you'd have the threat aspect of demeaning and demoralizing people through sexual acts, through, you know, performative acts, you know, whether it be lynching, whether it be, you know, whatever the case is, may be. Well, now they have a new form of lynching where they vilify you on TV, on television, where they, you know, where you're now being put up as a poster boy or girl, woman for, you know, certain ideologies that truly, like, you know, it don't make any sense to, it doesn't make any sense, but, you know, people have to live them. People want to live them. And you know, so that's that thing. So these people have this concept of, if you think about this farm, right, this plantation, where these people have all of their minds wrapped up in what they need their masters, overseer, whatever thing to do, right? So say, yeah, because the issue I have just like with Black History Month is slavery bad, slavery bad, slavery bad, you know, and all that stuff, and you know, police brutality and all these things, and yes, inequality, yeah. And that's cool and all, and I get it. What now? What do we do now? Like, what now? Because we're not explaining and we're not getting, because we're not checking that history indeed does repeat itself. Just because it changes doesn't mean it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same setup. Just because it looks different doesn't mean it's not exactly what was being done. 500,000, 25 million, whoever gives a shit, goddamn years old, so forever ago. So it seems that not much of anything has changed as far as the system goes. The pipeline, the system is pretty much the same. They just switch it up every now and then. And like I said, I hear all the time now, you don't have to be hung up on crosses and trees, and you ain't gotta get beat over the head no more like that. I mean, you still might, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it might be, with my whole deal is your own brother might be the ones doing it, you know what I mean? Your own people might be the ones giving you the push, you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying, the squeeze, if you please, you know what I mean? They're the same people. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? It might be the one right next to you, ready to sabotage your whole life without a second thought about it, you know what I mean? But you gotta have somebody to keep the bigger crowd, in check. You gotta have a couple people, right, to keep the crowd in check. And so I noticed, like, what I'm getting to, I get it. What I'm getting to is like things like football players or things like that. I was always questioning, like, so these dudes throughout history that I hear all the time don't have like this huge issue with black people, with but it seems to me that it's an exception if you can make money, until you're people that are too smart when you make said money and are now wanting to take positions with said money. It doesn't last. It doesn't matter at that point then. So it's like, at that point, I'm questioning, is it really a race thing, or is this another tactic? Is it really a class money thing, or is it another tactic? Because I'm not seeing, I'm not seeing that these people see anything other than making sure you can't get what they, to the position they're in, And so I'm just questioning, like, these dudes are rowdy, got the guns, and, they doing outrageous things like that one basketball player dude or whatever like that. Like, why would you want someone around? You keep these people around like this. Like, when you boot all of these people out because that they got records and they're not doing much better, and they're not, which I'm not knocking nobody or nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm only speaking purely on the basis of, if you have these people around you and you know for a fact that they are who they are, wouldn't you, like, not want them to be on your team, on your thing, whatever, in your business, because you know that it's gonna, like, muddy your business, gonna mess up what you got going on, regardless of the color, race, background, or whatever. Just some you know what I'm saying, grimy dudes, some dudes that clearly will tell you any day of the week that they'll get it, they'll get it in, they'll get it, they'll go after it, they'll do whatever they need to, and you have it on camera that they do what they do, so it's justified because you can see that they're doing it. So some weird reason they're absolved automatically for what they did, just by you seeing it. Some reason you can't really now do anything much about it. I don't know. I don't know that one. Like, you can watch an assault on camera, but you watched it, it's kind of like, okay, because it's this person or something like that, And so you have these people, and I'm thinking, like, okay, these people are cool with, like, how, so you keep them. You know they're gonna do what they do, and you still keep them, right? So that makes me question, who are you as a person, as an entity, right? I think of the Thrilla thing, where how many people out here that are really making money? Because then you have the people that are under them, and how many, the hundreds of thousands, millions of people watch baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, poker. I mean, give me something, you know what I'm saying? Like fencing, anything. I don't care. What is it? NASCAR, Formula One. boxing, UFC, I be questioning every bit of it now, because I'm like, you have to like know, right? But because they make you money, it doesn't really like matter. And so like I just find it interesting, like I said. But I like to say with football, because I know that, you know, it's way more unregulated in a weird way. Like people really don't really care what they do, and it's not intentional for you to be that person. Like football is a contact sport, but it's not like, you know what I'm saying? So for you to be violent or you do certain things, you be ready to pick up weapons and things like this. Like it's not. I don't see how it's in your nature to be that type of person. So what I'm saying, or even in basketball, like I said, that one dude, like, you know what I'm saying, you think you're somebody and you're really not. But you know, it's not really setting anything when these people really are getting reprimanded, right? And so I say, even with politicians and things like this, they still take pictures and things like this with people. Like I question it, because it's like, do I become a hater real hard because I don't want to take a picture with somebody because I know who they are? Things like that. But that's what they'll do. They'll do the same thing, right? Where they don't want to take pictures with somebody because, so is it, you know what I mean? So I look at it like that. You know, the whole flock together thing, right? Like spirits are going to kind of like bind themselves. So I think of the politicians. I think of people from the news. I think of people like I said, entertainment of all facets, music or whatever the case may be. Like you can't make that much money and not have a good idea of how this world is really like ran or works. And so I'm starting to really like take in effect for myself that I can no longer continue to look up to people that, like millionaires and people like that. Like, I can no longer support or advocate for dudes, even though I know that the agenda, you know, or like they have a good message or this thing, or whatever. And it's good to advocate for people, you know, certain men and things like this, you know, young men and stuff. Because, you know, of course, I'm a young man, you know, all that good stuff. But I can no longer do it because I realize that a lot of these people are phony. And because, like I said, I would do my research on certain individuals like an Andrew Tate and think, oh man, no. But then I do more research and I kind of look outside of that, and then I realize, you know what I'm saying, a lot more about this person. And it, you know, it's kind of hard to like not see it. And so it's like, you know, you just gotta, I realize if I don't continue to just look at myself as I would want to think of those people and put them on a pedestal as being like, you know, that type of that figure, if I don't do it to myself, I'm just lacking. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like I'm at lack. I'm in lack when I'm looking at another man and trying to like huddle up under his nutsack, you know what I'm saying? Like it just ain't, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't what's up. It's not cool. So that's where I'm at right now. This world is interesting, and I'm seeing that that we're more surrounded than we think we are. Because it's even coming out like with places like child support or, you know, whatever things, you know, people like that, or FEMA, you know, things like this. You know, they got certain places and things out there that you know, even down to like charities, you know. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting that like there's only a certain amount of people that are like, you know, because then there's, you know, NPCs, then there's like, you know, the spiritualists that, you know, they do their thing, You know, the other little subcultures that don't really like even play in the game, because like I said, then there's subcultures of all of the, like there's a bunch of people that want to play football, do karate, they want to do all of these things, get into entertainment, find ways to like support themselves, all these things, right? Some of them know, some of them maybe not, maybe don't. But I notice, screw it, it's gonna be loud. Some of them know, and some of them don't know. But I'm looking at the people that I notice is like, if we really check it, man, if we really check it, there's only so many people here. There's only so many people that really get it. Their mind is on it. They get where they're at. They get why they do what they do. Stuff like that. Some people are just, living their life. Like I said, they're just people that are just, they're completely cut off, cut out. They don't know, And like I said, there's people out here that are specifically seeing exactly what's going on. See exactly what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Know that these people are like doing what they're doing, and people are not aware of it enough to really like do anything about it. Like we won't really get anywhere fast if not enough people are on board with the fact that life is what it is right as of today, and it hasn't really changed. You know what I mean? From what I've seen throughout history and what I know, life ain't changed. You know what I'm saying? People still pretty much doing the same thing they doing, just in an updated version. You know what I mean? It's like this weird thing. I mean, now I'm kind of like, now I'm kind of getting a little more settled, I'll say. With being more comfortable with knowing that life is what it be. And I am what I am. I'm at where I'm at, and now I'm getting more comfortable. I just want to like make money and like find people I'm cool with at this point that really get me. I'm tired of having to argue with, you know what I'm saying? This might be a whole other thing. I'm done with arguing with motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I'm good, bro. I'm tired, bro. I want to find some people I like arguing. Don't get me wrong. I like to debate. I like to argue. I think that's where people get it kind of messed up. Because they, don't argue. They don't want to like get into it and have a good debate or fight about something or talk about it and things like that. It's just that a lot of people are so inexperienced when it comes to how to speak to a person, simply just how to talk to an individual. It's hard for some. It's very difficult. But it's getting a little easier, I like bringing up the Fifth Element, because it's like, dude, watching that chick look up at those videos and talk about, like, her just going through all those images and stuff like that. it's so real because like I said, I go back now and normal stuff like on YouTube and things like that, man, it don't shock me. You know what I'm saying? When I go out and look for real stuff in life and really know like what people are really doing to people out here, and how crazy this world really is, and the stuff that people like, I don't really care about, you know what I'm saying, like most of it, if not all of it. But the thing that gets me is like, you know what I'm saying, like people, like, I'll put it like this: if you're not harming anyone and you're doing your own thing and something happens to you, if you do something to somebody and you know better, whether you want to act or pretend like all you want, like you don't know better, and it's about that simple. And I think it's pretty terrible how a lot of children and things like that get, you know, the shorter end of the stick in this ridiculous ass world. And so there's a lot of things, a lot of knowledge, a lot of things that I know that people are just too afraid to know. Or they even more scary is that they know also, and they don't want to do too much about it, and it hurts my heart, you know, because it's bad enough that, you know, so many women, parents, I'll say, so many parents out here are having a tough enough time trying to raise and take care of their children while not having to give them to somebody else or things like that. You know, it's kind of hurtful, man. It kind of sucks to see and hear, like, and this is a part of it because it stems into from like music and things, but it hurts to hear a person say that that you're not doing much with your life, or, you know, because like being a single person, right? Like you kind of have your own thing that you can do whatever you want to do. But that, you know, that person with kids that don't take care of them or not there for them, speak about, you know, how you live, essentially. What you choose to put your energy into and things like that. I find it odd. But I know it also plays with a lot of music and movies and things like that too. Like I said, like a lot of distraction and entertainment, where you watch a movie, you listen to a song, you think you know what you're talking about or what you're listening to, and you have no idea that these people have no idea what they're saying, what they're doing, or what they listen to. They have no idea what they, you know what I'm saying? They don't know. And so you don't know. And so you listen to some shit that you don't know, thinking that you know. And I'm speaking about most people. So don't think that I'm not probably most likely talking about you also, like, because I had to take a step back with music too, and things like that, just entertainment altogether, and go, you know, is it really, you know what I'm saying? Is it really for me? Like, maybe I should start making my own thing. Like, maybe I should start doing my own thing. Like, maybe I should start trying some stuff for me. I always go back to that more than anything. Maybe I should start doing some stuff for me. Yeah, because I don't know if I should be listening to this dude nowadays. Even like people like Kid Cudi, I'm like, dude, I love his music. I still like his music. You know what I'm saying? I can't hate on it, of course, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, but it sucks to know that, you know what I'm saying, I ain't hear nothing, you know, him say something yet about how I'm just joking, this ain't what it is, and I ain't doing what I'm really doing. You know what I'm saying? The witchcraft out there. Say what you want to say, but people doing what they doing. And so the influence is there. And so a lot of baby mamas and daddies, I'll say both, because I think it's just ridiculous. I ain't got no kids, so I could, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, people say, you know, you ain't got no kids, you can't speak on having kids. The whole deal of me not having kids is because I can't speak on kids. I'm learning about children through y'all. I'm checking on you to see about them. And I'm hearing most of the time that you baby daddies and baby mama dramas, and you can't figure out which and the third, and you know what I'm saying, you can't even bring your kids to McDonald's or something like that, you know what I'm saying, some burger. You can't do some simple things, man. You know what I'm saying, custody battles and this, that, and the third. I hear about it constantly, bro, and on top of, because you don't have a steady man in your life, or you didn't have it in your life, and you didn't get real structure where you could keep one in your life, or you know what I'm saying, you playing around in these streets and can't stay with somebody if you know you trying to have this many kids and you think you beating the system and you just only hurting yourself and your own people. You know, listening to, like I said, this music that, you know, essentially gives you the go ahead to be this way. You know what I'm saying? And mainly because you know, it's hard for you to step back and want to like not be able to just relax and listen to your favorite song, you know what I'm saying, your music. And it's like, man, that's not even it, bro. But I get it. Like, trust, man, I get it too, though. But if you take a step back and really check if you want to live the lifestyle you live in, the first thing I would do is probably listen to what you know, check what you listen to, what you watch, what you eat. You know, just anything what you consume, whatever you consume. You know, it doesn't matter how you consume it. Whether you know you if you could take on the fact that everything out here vibrates, and you are always taking small portions of it in, percentages of it in, depending on how much you put energy into looking into it, focusing on it, how much, you know, it's right there for you, how much it emits and things like that, or whatever the case may be. But you got to check that everything vibrates, and anything can seep into you if you're not aware of it, and you really don't know how much stuff is jumbling up inside you because you just let it in. Whatever songs and things and like that, you sing along, and you know, you're doing all this stuff, and you don't even know you're taking it in. You know, I say along with the alcohol, the pills, you know, whatever things we do, I'm not judging. You know what I'm saying? If I can get it up, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't judging, but you know what I'm saying? So, but it's just like, you got to know that what you're doing is what you're doing, and you can't, because that's where we get messed up, where we go, oh, well, it can't be it next. Well, what else could it be? It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? So, again, I think I'm going off topic, but you know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it on this one.